what do we do when people are like, oh, you live with your mother, or oh, you're doing a podcast with your mother, or like, oh, okay, mama's boy, all these kind of things.
They're saying that? Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast, where we do a little jig and sing a little song, mostly about God and all things that He gives us on earth. I am Spencer Cartier. That's all I got.
And I'm not wearing a mask.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, we have a nice glass shield. I feel like I'm in prison. This is skipping ahead 5 years, and I'm gonna remember
Don't
this
say
view.
that. This is our Advent tree.
I'm not the one in jail in this scenario.
Oh, okay then. That makes sense. I don't know.
Hey,
I
Mom.
might not mind.
Remember you hunted that guy down for his IP address? He didn't subscribe to Croak and Crow?
That's how it all ended up. But imagine the content I could get in jail.
Probably not that much.
Really?
Actually, I'm on TikTok. I see a lot of prison guys with phones in jail.
Yeah.
They smuggle it in. I think nowadays in 2020, I think prisoners should be able to have phones.
Oh, don't even start me with prisoners. That should be a podcast, but...
The prisoner podcast. Well, I mean, if anyone it should be this one where we can literally get in the mood.
Okay, so you can't see because of the angle, but that's the beauty of it. We have a glass panel here. It's an Advent miracle.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna cough on you. Above it.
I still am nervous, so I might
keep that
when you're talking.
I
might, but we're like very tested. We get tested a lot, and
He's testing us. The Lord is testing us.
Yeah.
So topic.
Yeah.
Or wait. Pause.
How do we do?
We're going to we like to drag on the intros as long as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Today is another day of the 25 days of Christmas.
Right.
I forget which one, but it's one of them. Anything?
It's not Christmas yet.
You got anything?
This.
Oh.
That's what I said.
I wasn't listening.
That was the Christmas treat.
Christmas treat. You can see her face.
Oh, that's the treat.
Yeah. You always get to
You're
see
welcome.
this mean mug, but now you can see that too.
I love the mask because I just feel safe and protected. I don't love the sound of the muffle. And you said there isn't one, but to me, there's a muffle.
I don't know.
I'm such a professional.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's just get to a topic.
We don't know the numbers anymore. Is that it? The episodes?
I've lost count, but we're on episode Bink. That one.
Okay. And then we do the topic.
That's what we've been waiting for.
For how long?
And are you just thinking what she's
3
doing
minutes.
right now? Is she's running her brain like, okay, what can we talk about? I mean, nothing for today.
The topic today is mother and son.
Is it? Or did you just make that up?
No, it's mother and son. Okay.
Okay. Well,
go ahead.
I guess you're taking off on this one. I'm just gonna sit back.
No. Yeah, I'll spark you. For these early episodes that are going to like be around forever, probably in the Smithsonian. Okay, these early episodes where we are establishing like what the podcast is. We're threatening people not to be too critical of us.
Don't cancel us, or we will find you.
Okay, yeah. Don't come for us. The only person who come for us is Jesus.
God, he's the only person who can cancel us.
No, not the cancel part. He'll come down in resurrection. And we say it on, we have alluded to it that we are related. I'm the mother.
And I'm the grandfather.
And he's the son. So not to belabor the point, this will be the one episode.
One time and one time only.
This is a one and done. We're mother and son. Hey.
You're rhyming?
Yeah. Okay. Because the reason why we wouldn't belabor it or beat it to death is because we're not that kind of people. You know what I mean?
We're just fun. We just hang out.
I hate Mother's Day. You know that.
Yeah, and also, funny thing about Mother's Day is it falls on my birthday some years. My birthday is May 11th.
Oh yeah, we have a special connection.
Yeah, so
I just realized after 24
there
years.
was like every couple years it falls on that Sunday.
Right.
And my birthday comes first.
It does.
Luckily she doesn't like Mother's Day that much.
And I didn't.
She still gets things.
Spencer, maybe that's why I don't like it.
You're reminded of your devil son.
No. You weren't born on Mother's Day though. It wasn't one of those years. But anyway, I hate Mother's Day, and my relationship with my children isn't really classic, traditional.
She doesn't feed us.
I'm the mother. There's my son. So that is the reason why we don't belabor it, but thought we'd talk about it today because we are. And then when people say, who are they?
Okay, but before you go any further, you jumped across I hate Mother's Day. You use the word hate. We don't use that on this podcast a lot. There's a lot of people, I want to say most people, who like Mother's Day. So do you want to offer a reason why personally you're not a fan?
I wish that I was good at editing, because I would take the previous 30 episodes, I would excerpt all the times that we said hate.
No, okay.
And right now, I would say, and we would play it.
We're talking about hypocrites. Man, I hate me a hypocrite. Okay. What I'm saying is, a lot of times for simple things, I say, I don't like chocolate. I hate chocolate. Mm-hmm. And I have to people are like, you don't like chocolate. And it becomes a little bit of a conversation. Mm-hmm. So I know you don't like Mother's Day. And that's normal to me because I've known it for 24 years. But to everyone else who's saying, you're a mother, why don't you like Mother's Day?
Okay. I love being a mother. It was always a joy to me, no matter what day of the year it was. And so why do I hate Mother's Day? I hate Mother's Day because I feel like a dork on Mother's Day. Because it's like, let's line up all the mothers. And I picture my grandmother. You know what I mean? You're going to give me a corsage. You know, like you're going to prom, but you're
take you out to brunch.
At brunch.
Yeah.
And, oh, mom. And I just feel it's a lot of it is, what's this word? Like, you don't want to do it, but you have to do it.
Inauthentic.
Yeah. And but also it's,
required.
All those things. It's still not the one I want, but it's a word of, I don't know. It's just so contrived, and it's just so, I just don't like it. I don't find it to be friendly and easy, and it's just like Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Let's go take mom for a walk around the park. It's just not me. I identify with being a mother. I love being a mother, and I'm very maternal for sure. But the Mother's Day thing, I don't like it. I hate it. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want you to say, oh, what are we going to get mom for Mother's Day? Or, I don't know. My mom liked it, and I gave her presents and flowers and cards, and she wanted to go out to lunch. So it's not genetic. I just don't like it.
All right. I think that was an explanation enough.
Okay.
So, sorry that you were
Obligated
going on.
Obligated is the word.
Oh, got it.
Obligated. I never like anything done out of obligation. Okay. So, what's the deal with mothers and sons? There's special relationships between mothers and daughters and fathers and daughters and all the combos, right? But how about mothers and sons? We're going to have to talk about that because that's what we are. Most famous mother and son, Mary and Jesus, of course. And you read the Bible. You did read the Bible.
I don't know. Did I?
You did. And if you remember in the Bible, there's more than Mary and Jesus. There's the lady who I can never remember her name, who puts the baby in the basket. The baby is Moses, and pushes the baby out on the river because they're killing all the Jewish children. Yeah. It's like that kind of relationship that mothers love for the son. You also have the two feuding sons of people we talked about before, Sarah and Hagar. They both had sons for Abraham. And there's always this thing in the Bible where, I always feel like the mom is plotting against the dad a lot of times. To try to get her son in his favor, or to get, mostly her son in his favor. I think even who was the one where the go in? I think the mom orchestrated it. Go in, and the dad was sick and dying, and he wanted the inheritance, and she was like, but that was son against son, I think. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, sure you do. He gave the inheritance to the wrong kid because he had hairy hands, and he gave him like a goat foot or something. But anyway, with all that said, the beauty of a mother and son and a great relationship and a special relationship, and I have a daughter as well, so I'm not saying anything like that. But tell me this. I'll give you a question because you seem like, what am I doing over there? Okay, I'll give you this question. Mary and Jesus, I said they're the most famous mother and son, right?
Yeah.
You're also an artist, so the Pieta is
Michelangelo's
with the sculpture of Mary with the crucified Jesus in her arms.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so heartbreaking. But with all that, Jesus. So one time he was talking to the crowd, and remember his mom and brothers, which the apostles said, your mom and brothers are outside. They can't get through the crowd. Jesus shaded them, turned around and said, who are my mother and brothers? Turned to the crowd and was like, there's my mother and brothers. Everyone is my mother and brother in Christ. And then famously on the cross, I'll say this, and by then you better have something to say.
You said you were going to give me a question. You never gave me a question.
This is leading up to a question. Famously on the cross, he says to his most beloved apostle, but I don't think they identified who the apostle was, mother, the son, behold your mother, mother, behold your son. So he's dying, and he tells everyone, thinks it's for the apostle to take care of his mother and his mother to take care of the apostle. My question is this. Why was Jesus keep giving away his mother?
I don't know. I don't think he was giving up his mother. Just like I don't think he was giving up his kin of people from his town and stuff. I think he was just sort of like, that's sort of like not the easiest comparable thing to a normal mother and son relationship, where he was saying, I'm more than just a son. I am the brother to all of you. Every woman, is like the mother. You're all equal. So I don't know if it was so much him actually saying, Mary, thanks for the things you did, but I'm with all my people now. I think it was just more like, I am not of this earth. Like,
yeah.
Yes, him and Mary, that's, the mother Mary had a special bond, but it was meant to say, like, Mary, although unflawed, perfect, flawless, perfect in every way, is still a human. Mm-hmm. Where I am not. Right. I'm one with everyone, but I'm also not of this earth. I'm completely of this earth and also completely not of this earth.
No, that's for sure. Because there's another part of the gospel that I remember, half of it, where he's going through the crowd and he's doing wonderful things, and a woman says, bless you, or no, like, bless the woman who nursed you, that you are hers. And again, he kind of was like, I'm my father's,
Yeah.
So he always made that clear. Yeah, I guess he made it clear just for all of humanity forever after.
Yeah.
Do you
I can talk now.
To say?
It takes me about 5 minutes. These topics are new to me. It takes me 5 minutes to rile in my brain, and then I'm good. Okay, the importance of mother and son relationships. You hit it on the head where you said, it seems like the mother is always, with the son trying to get in the favor of the dad.
Right.
I think there is these, what is it like? Well, when you group people together, like, there's a way things should be done. Archetypes.
I don't know.
I'm trying to look for big words here, but there is these like things that have gone on all through history. Obviously every relationship is different, but generally a boy growing into a man, the father is the man, teaches him how to be a man, and for a long time, you're built to be without too much feeling. You have to work hard. You need to provide. And what a mother offers is compassion. In a boy's life, where it's different than a girl's life, is where she grows up sort of. And like I said, I'm not getting into gender norms. I'm just saying throughout history.
Yeah.
Where a girl is like showed compassion, like we can talk about a father-daughter relationship where,
he's protective.
He's protective, and that's his little girl, all that. But where like boys not so much get that, and it's fine. But where the mother offers that love and compassion, and that is what the importance of the relationship is, to get that feminine side in a young boy's world who in other ways is only growing up to be without those things until later on when, maybe they find a wife and all that. But like I said, I mean, this is all archaic in 2020.
Well,
but is it? Because like we're talking about the reason behind it, and not like you can forget the word mom, son, and it's just about what a person needs in life, right?
True.
From whoever gives it to them.
True.
If you have two dads, maybe they both like just sort of this idea of getting compassion, getting that balance of
interesting
of pushing and compassion.
Talk about balance. Okay, so we've already said that we don't take the Bible exactly for words, but we get inspired from it, divine inspiration. I was thinking of what you're saying right now when I was reading the Bible. And so if you go, even you start at Genesis and then it's all sprinkled throughout, this thing where they say that there's like what you just, there's men and there's women. We did talk about two halves of a whole, and you were talking about old time like fairy tale or something where they came together. But I was thinking of this where it said for marriage and stuff, and it was saying for the man and woman to come together and no one should take them apart. They should become one. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering if it wasn't some strange man and some strange woman, but if it was the masculine side of yourself and the feminine side of yourself becoming a whole. Yeah. Because you just said balance, and like there are different times, and especially sometimes you are. It doesn't happen naturally. Someone tries to take all the femininity out of you or all the masculinity out of you. And if you're not going to look at it like, no, it literally means, this, I wonder that I don't wonder. For me, it's making sense.
Yeah, no, a lot. I think also it's what is the problem in a lot of religions, but there's truth to it. And usually when something has a little truth to it, that's when it gets twisted. Yeah. So like I know Bernathan, mostly actually every Christian church about, not having women be head positions in ministries. And like I know they have a lot of writings talking about what a woman and a man brings, and like wisdom and truth, like love and love and wisdom, truth, and it's always this balance. But I think the problem is, although you can see things generally, it's everyone has those things. It's just man and woman is just a perfect representation of that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where if man is the wisdom and women is the love, well then a woman shouldn't be leading a church, and it's like, or
even a country.
Yeah, exactly.
People are
it's like
worried about presidents.
Well, you're meant for compassion, and it's like that guy can be fully compassionate, and that woman can be full of wisdom. It's like we all have this balance, and like I said, the good thing about just the man and woman comparison is, one, you might see it generally more, but even if not, we both have it, like everything,
right?
And in same-sex couples and stuff, I feel like you still get a balance. It's not like, they can't be together because that's just too. It's like we all have a spectrum of both sides of these coin, whatever coin you're talking about. If you're talking about love and wisdom, whatever, we all have it. And like, like look at like what I don't get is I guess we're going off topic if I start talking about.
No, it's fine.
Because we're talking about parent relationships.
Yes.
So I'm gonna spin off and then we can come back. So when I do hear someone who's like a single mother or someone, and they say, "Oh, I had to be both the father and the mother."
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of truth in that because it's like when you do have a balance, you can offer. Like, say in this instance, the mom is the one who's caring about the feelings and the dad's worrying about a future and success. And then that balance turns into equal sides pushing yourself, equal sides showing emotion.
Right.
And so it's difficult for, I feel like, single parents because they have to hit both cylinders, like it's not, oh, I have to be a good parent. It's I have to, because we all can do it. We all have it inside. It's easy. And so with that being said, with the problem with same-sex people having children, one thing I always look at is single parent. Like they have this idea that like they can't grow up in a home, and it's like how many single home parent homes, and on top of that, like with this to even go further, we do have all like both sides of the spectrum, no matter if you're a guy or a girl, and it's important to get that balance, whether you are in a traditional household, if you're in a single household, if you're in any type of household, you can get that balance.
Yes. Absolutely. The Bible's confusing because there are parts of the Bible that say that the children grow up and leave go find your spouse and cling to them and go start your new life. And it's lots of times the parent will talk about like my children are scattered around the earth, but then there's lots of stories where, going back to sons, I find, and I would need like a biblical historian or whatever to tell me this, I guess, but just from my knowledge of the Bible, it seems like the sons stay with the moms or the moms stay with the sons and the daughters go to the mother-in-law.
Yeah, well, that
like Noah's Ark, it was the sons and the wives.
That's simply explained by the fact that sons were the inheritance holder, and so they would get their father's house, and so they would stay at home. Where back in those days, a marriage would be you were now joining that family, and so I think that's all that is.
But it's very traditional, even in not in America, but in many cultures. I know that it still goes on where the wife is usually like the mother-in-law
becomes part of
lives in the house. But I grew up hearing this little poem. A son is a son till he takes him a wife. A daughter's a daughter for the rest of her life. Which I guess it could still be true, but I don't think so. But it's like a little poem. I don't know what it has to do with reality.
I don't know. I think there's so many outliers that who knows.
Yeah.
Who knows who stays with who?
Generally, I don't care about the gender of my children. Therefore, against gender reveal parties.
Yeah, I'm against gender reveal parties. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't really have anything.
Don't invite him.
I don't really have anything. I know. No, do invite me. Because what I do love is parties of any kind. So if
he said he likes to dance.
If you invite me, I'll be happy to come. I'll get one of the confetti cannons. I'll shoot out a pink.
Start a wildfire.
Yeah. But then I'll go home and say, gender reveal parties are kind of stupid. I don't know. I started that saying I don't like gender reveal parties.
Yeah, I said I don't, and you said you don't.
I don't dislike them. What I don't like about them is you see it in so many times is this joy
beyond joy
of like, oh, and
this like they're the only person in the world to ever have had that gender. Like they freak
out.
Like
they won the lottery, and it's like
it is like they won the lottery,
and
it's like scratching a ticket
and winning. And so what that joy shows me is like, would you be disappointed on the other side even if you didn't show it?
Well, have you seen those? The people are disappointed.
Yeah, I saw one like that. And
I see people walk out of the yard and go in the house.
And I don't know.
I think that's terrible.
Yeah, it's just weird. I feel like it just is like foreseeing just a pattern of expecting your child to be what you want them to be, right? Like even after, if you're that type of person, it's like, it was a girl, I wanted a little son. I don't know. To me, you seem like the same type of person that when your son wants to play trumpet in the 7th grade and you want him to play,
they
you
have
want him to play
ideas
football.
what his son is going to be.
Yeah, it's like, what are you excited for a son for?
Yeah.
Oh, I want someone that can go to the ball game with me.
Yeah.
And do this. Obviously, I'm generalizing. Maybe you wanted a son because you want to teach him how to paint, and you want to have a little paint prodigy son. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like having.
Definitely. Where I also see that? I see that with names. If you name your baby Hercules, I think you don't want a bookworm.
Yeah. There's a kid that I went to school with.
You're not going to say something, are you?
What?
Like, are you going to say that this?
No, this is on the good side.
Oh, okay.
It was a kid I used to work out with, and he's probably 6'3", built like Tonka truck, tough, and his name is Adonis.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny because
Right,
it's like literally.
Yeah, you can turn into it, but
I always thought that was funny because it's like.
I feel sometimes.
Imagine if you weren't. If you didn't look like that.
Yeah, if people are disappointed. Yeah, I don't care. All right. Truth be told, I do like boy babies better. Everybody knows it. It's not a secret. I mean, they don't know it, but.
Yeah, but it's once again we have that balance in my house because there's 3 boys and 1 girl, and she's always been a fan of boy babies. But my dad's love for baby girls. Yeah. Far outbeats her love of the 3 boys.
And I don't think he could have afforded to have 3 girls because
he's too we would be bankrupt.
Indulgent.
So it works out.
Yeah. And I have a great special relationship with my daughter. And I feel, like I said, I'm a maternal person. My daughter's not a maternal person. She is not at 22 what I was at 22. And I literally had babies at 24? You're like,
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't there. Yeah, so I'm a very maternal person, and I don't have to give birth to the person to be maternal towards them. And I'm not just talking adoption. I'm talking about your friends, people. I just have, it's just the way that I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. People definitely have expectations that I want to be a boy mom or, girl mom, a girl dad, or this. Like, I think we talked about that maybe in planning. We talked about just imagining what life is going to be if you have 4 kids, or imagining what life is going to be if you have,
that's exactly what it is. And that's why I was sort of saying, like, you're set, like, if you're having a kid, if you decide to have a kid, or don't decide, but you end up having a kid, it should be a blessing on its own. And to, like, what we're having a baby is the potential for something great, not the potential of, okay, this is what you're going to become. And that's what, like when I say, you should be excited about whatever gender your kid is, because like I said, if you're not, where does it end?
Right.
If he comes out and he's not the size you want him to be, he's not the shape you want him to be, he doesn't, his interests aren't what you wanted him to, like.
Or what if he's not? What if he's just not interested in you?
Yeah, and
like thinking that you both are going to go fishing together or riding dirt bikes. Like you all might not have that type of personality to be friends.
Yeah,
like we're not friends because I'm your mother. Like we're friends.
You're my mother because we're friends. She's not actually my mother.
No, I'm just, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's like and
a personality
and
type
only like
thing.
Yeah, and you're setting yourself up to fail. I'm gonna compare it to dogs.
I was just thinking of dogs.
Oh,
because I was thinking of John's dogs.
Oh yeah, well I'm comparing it to dogs in this sense of, like, you ever see, like, it happens a lot. You always see with dads where the family gets a dog and he's like, oh, we don't need a dog, like, blah blah blah, and then they end up like sleeping together and they're best friends and all these things. I feel like. Well, not that exact mindset, because it's like, that's saying I don't want kids, but you, like, if you're a big time football coach and you grow up, you might become best friends with your son who loves to play chess and dresses up in cosplay.
Yeah.
And you know, you might be like fully supportive and you have a great father-son relationship. And equally, you could have a D1 athlete son who, as soon as he gets old enough to get out of the house, he's like, see you, Dad.
Right.
And so I
Right.
think that it really does go back to the planning episode,
Right.
where it's like, you can't plan on these things to fall your way. So all you can do is be open for like things to prevent, you know, like, oh,
That's
you
right.
have a child.
That's right.
And you should be thinking, what's it called? About what you can change.
Right.
And that is daughter, son, I can be a good father. I can be supportive. I can build and if you start there, you're bound for success. But if you
Right.
start as, okay, I already know, I can see it's going to be a son.
Yeah.
We're going to go fishing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I'm going to have a daughter. We're going to go to the father or daughter. No, like I can change what I can change, you know, not by any gender reveal party. I'm
Right.
going to be a great father to my child. And then you can go off and do that.
Right. When I was thinking of dogs, I was thinking that we always had female dogs, and it's like, oh, female dogs are smaller, female dogs are nicer, female dogs, you know, all this kind of stuff. And so when your dad got his dogs, he just got two dogs 2 years ago, and the dogs available were male dogs. And even though wasn't his preference, and we haven't had male dogs, could he love them anymore? It's like what you could talk more to than I could, because you would be more subject to it, is what's going on, or what do we do when people are like, oh, you live with your mother, or oh, you're doing a podcast with your mother, or like, oh, okay, mama's boy, all these kind of things.
They're saying that?
No.
What?
People say
Am I being made fun of?
no, you're not being made fun of. You know that that's a joke in life. Like people do that, you know, and it's like, I don't like it. But like that, I guess that's just me being like that. But like, how do you feel about it? You're actually out there, you know, you're out there in the gym, like, you know, like how do you?
I have enough clout in my circles that
Okay.
anything I do, people take as, okay, that's cool.
Okay. Because you know what? More than you being insulted, it insults me. I'm not saying it's happened.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying it happens all the time. It happens with people. Of course, like the biggest athletes and the biggest musicians and stars, like they have like really cool relationships with their moms, and they're like proud of it. But like if you're just like a plumber, like you get hate for it. And I find it insulting because I'm a person.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go on with. That is, I see that often, not like with, you know, you and our business, but it's this like, oh, your mother this, or oh, your mom that, and it's like, we're just people. Like,
Right.
like
It's a person.
it puts this dynamic on it of like, oh, like you're doing that, and it's like, what's the difference? Like,
Right.
because you're not making, you know, if you're making like an age, or if I was doing it with the neighbor, and we were having a podcast and she was your age, would that be, oh, well, that's fine.
Right.
But it's like,
No, that is so true. That's so true. Because I remember it was like somebody lived with a friend, and they're like, oh yeah, like I have an apartment with my friend, and it was an age difference was big enough that the person could be his father.
yeah.
But if it was his actual father, it's like, oh my God, you live with your dad.
Yeah.
It's
No,
it's just such a weird.
A thing that I do it like just around, and I recommend it to people, because people, especially young people, they have this false notion. You're just born, and it's like old people are old, and yada yada, and oh, that they're this type. Look at old photos of your parents of when they were your age. It's the same person. It's like, I might as well be sitting across from a 22-year-old, well, not 22, a 24-year-old version of Verona over here. It's like, people think, oh, that's your mom, that's your age, and it's like, one day that's gonna be you. Like, you're gonna be, you know, 100 years old, and like you, and you're going to have the same. Your brain doesn't turn off, and it's like, Spencer, you're an adult now. I'm gonna be Spencer at
Right.
50.
Right.
And how are you gonna, like, if a young buck is like, oh, you're old. It's like, I'm still the same guy I was back when I was doing Croak and Crow with my mother.
We're still going to be doing it when I'm 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know how they say like don't not be friends with people like I told you the other day I was friends with a Syrian who couldn't speak English. Like if you start to delete people from your social circle who you get along with, or because that's weird because that's my sister, or that's my mom, or that's anything, even if it was your, like you said, your old neighbor, why would you delete them on that? Like that's actually very wrong.
Yeah.
I hope that society changes. I don't know if it has.
That's what it comes. It's a societal thing because you see, in some like Asian cultures and stuff where it's like the opposite. It's the parent, like you become closest with your parents and they all stay in the same house, but it's a very American thing where it is you leave as soon as you can, and like I gotta call my mom, like
right.
It becomes, and it's I feel like it's just an American thing. I don't know. More like, I mean, not, it could be anywhere. I'm just saying, I feel like it's a societal thing.
Right.
Of this. Oh, well, I'm not supposed to.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be, I'm supposed to be living my life. I can't be starting a $1 million lifestyle brand called Croak and Crow with my mother.
And I guess also it depends on the mother. Cause like,
I'm cool. I'm fun Rona.
I'm fun Rona. I'm a cool mom. No, I'm an honest mom. Okay. And I think that helps because like, when you say like my daughter will say like, how do you like this outfit? And I'll say, I love it. And she'll be, or I'll say, you look great. Oh, you're my mom. You have to say that. In my children know that I won't say it. Like, I guess if you need to have a nice, honest, open relationship, like a friendly relationship.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the relationship gets discounted. Same thing in reverse, like if we're both just giving each other like, these
hey mom, school's fine. Now leave me alone.
No, I mean, if you were like, Mom, this soup tastes great because you're my mom and you worked hard on it. It's like, I'm trying to win a soup competition. Like, I need you to be honest.
And I'll be honest because sometimes she's the best soup maker.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say.
No,
I've burnt some chicken legs, but don't come for the soup.
If she was a terrible cook, I would never say anything. I would be that, oh, this is great. And like be giving it to the 2 dogs upstairs. But she's a great cook. So when she does mess something up, you gotta be honest. It's all about honesty in a Cartier house.
Listen, and so for I don't know,
am I gonna get canceled like the D'Amelios?
How dare you? Chef? No, we still haven't figured out who's the favorite here. Like we need a fandom because I want to know, like, do you like me better or do you like him better?
It's probably you because everyone just like sees how strong.
Listen, and you're showing skin. Listen. There's one thing I need to say, and I'll use this podcast to say it, and I want everyone to remember it. Okay.
Oh God, are you gonna go on it? Should I put fire above your head again?
You need to put fire above my head because my daughter already knows this, and she's told her friends, and she's corrected them. Actually, also, your brother's girlfriend had to be corrected for this. Don't ever call me cute. Okay. Don't ever call any adult cute. It's so demeaning.
You call me cute.
Stop. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Because if you call you cute, it's a whole different word. It's a whole different definition.
But you're just a cute
old
lady.
Like you right. Like you just said.
You want to do your knitting? That's so cute.
Right. How would you like if you're sitting there and you're 65 and you got these 30-year-olds and they're like, oh my God, look, he's going to the school. He's going to the store with reusable grocery bags. He's so cute. That's insult. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm just so.
Well, no. And you know what it does? Like that goes back to what I said. Whenever I'm looking at people, I always imagine them younger. Like it's just like going through the store. Cause it's like, it's very easy to group like, oh, that's like that old man. But I'm like, what was he like when he was younger?
Right.
Because he's the same person.
Right.
And so like, these like sometimes I'll see dads and like they're acting a certain type of way and I imagine them in high school and I'm like, I think you were like a dork in high school,
right?
Or like vice versa, and it's important to remember that your brain doesn't change. Like,
right.
So that's why I do it. It's because like I walk around, I try to see like everyone on like a level playing field.
Right.
Of like, where do I fall? And not to you being a old woman, but I wasn't pointing at.
I thought, well, it's snowing today.
You.
It's snowing. I don't like snow. And I thought he was pointing out the window about a snowstorm.
Yeah, but like
not.
if I'm talking to an old woman, I don't imagine I'm talking to old granny.
Yeah, she's just a person
who's just trying her best.
And that's the thing. That's what's so weird. Like when an old person, like they'll say like a curse word or something, and people go like, "Oh my gosh!" Like she just said a curse word. Is like, do you think old people hatch from an old person tree? And to follow up on that, and I told my daughter, when you think that every old man is cute, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so harmless. He's so adorable. He's a guy. He's a guy whose hair turned white or fell out or whatever. And he got wrinkles. He might be a wonderful person. He might be a fantastic person, but he's just like, the chances of him being a myriad of things is the same as if he was 30 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. You see a lot with like, when maybe like an older customer at a store will make a comment and like, "Oh, well, aren't you a fine little lady?"
Yeah.
And you're saying like, "Oh, this old man said it." No, just like rewind in your head that being a 20-year-old guy, because it's the same thing.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying go and yell at old people.
No, but it's true. In this day and age, when people say, "How would you like if I said that?" There's a big thing right now where, not right now, it's always been, but thankfully it's come to the attention that, if when guys tell girls, smile, give me a smile.
I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore.
You're not allowed to do it anymore. And when I say you're not allowed to do it anymore, we've come to the realization that it doesn't make the person comfortable.
Yeah.
And that a guy wouldn't do it to another guy.
I'm gonna start doing it to my guy friends.
right.
Let's see that smile.
So
there it is.
Same, exactly what you just said. So when the old man says something like it's naughty or whatever, and it's like, oh my God, that's so cute. It wouldn't be cute if he was 30. So why is it cute? Because he's older. So just treat old people like people, please. And when I say old people, I mean, I've heard so many 30-year-olds starting at 30 calling themselves old.
It's the quickest way to become old.
40, 50, 60. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm old. Oh my God. Oh, when did you graduate? Oh, I feel so old. Stop it. Everybody. Just stop it.
Yeah. Age is just a number. Treat everyone as if they were all forever 21. And no, but seriously, like that, realistically, that's the truth. Our brains are all the same in our heads. I saw this thing of those like military guys, World War II old photos, and it was just these guys being dudes. Like, right. They were holding like a rocket between their legs. It's just like in an inappropriate fashion, just like goofing off for a photo. And like the comment was like, "Oh my God, like they did this back then." And it was like, of course they were just 20 or 18-year-old guys goofing off with each other. It doesn't change. Like you don't wake up one day and say, "Whoa. Yeah. I'm here. I'm old. I'm an old man."
Yeah. When they say like talk to old people, listen to their stories. If you have grandparents or neighbors or whatever, you don't, in my experience, I didn't learn like, wow, what a civilization that was. I learned that it's exactly the way it is now. Like my grandmother was born in 1903 and I would always talk to her and everything she told me, obviously there weren't different inventions and technology that we have now, but it's good to talk to older people than you, not because you're like so different, but because you're like, oh wow, like it's the same. If I was 24,
okay. I was worried for a second. I thought you were like denouncing talking to old people and asking them about their stories.
No,
but yeah, I think
it's helpful,
and I think that's the important distinction. Don't think of it like when you are listening to these old people, like put yourself in the mindset of it's not old man Joe who I visit once a week going through all these things. It could have been you. And and that's what even makes the stories a little bit more like more self-applicable of like, oh wow, like you were my age and you were doing this.
Yeah.
So you had like the thoughts that I'm having now. But all right, but we've been going on tangents. We completely lost track of mother.
We didn't. It was all connected. It was all connected.
It's all connected. I think what we can sum it up to in 5 seconds is we are both people. Everyone's a person. Age and titles
and biological connection.
It's all sort of meaningless. Find people. Surround yourself with people that are mentally drive you and have the same type of views as you. Why stop yourself?
And what Jesus said, which is, they're all my mom. They're all my brother.
You guys are all my mom. Thank you for coming to the Croak and Crow podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with a awesome something. All right, I got to get up. Here we go.
Oh, it's so cute how you stand up like that.
Oh, my back ain't what it used to be. I'll tell you that much.
I wonder
Peace.
What